Was town hall format, but it seemed like a no-holds-barred cage match.
The second presidential debate was fireworks from the start. Insults lobbed by both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
And the reaction tonight is coming in quick from our political experts here in studio tonight to the tweets coming in online.
But first, KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan joins us with the memorable moments of the Clinton-Trump showdown. There were quite a few zingers.
There were, and they certainly had things to talk about, right? It wasn't like we had to make stuff up this time, right? Early on, the second presidential debate jumped into serious controversies affecting both candidates. The Donald Trump video on his alleged sexual exploits and the newly revealed emails about speeches Hillary Clinton gave to Wall Street bankers and financiers. Both sparked heated exchanges. After a non-handshake opening bell, the second presidential debate of the 2016 campaign got underway in the midst of a political firestorm over a controversial video that included Donald Trump talking about his aggressive sexual advances on attractive women and sparked some testy exchanges.
You describe kissing women without consent, grabbing their genitals. That is sexual assault. You brag that you have sexually assaulted women. Do you understand that?
No, I didn't say that at all. I don't think you understood what was said. This was locker room talk. I'm not proud of it. I apologize to my family. I apologize to the American people.
To Mr. Trump,
we should get on to much more important things and much bigger things.
Just for the record, though, are you saying that what you said on that bus 11 years ago, that you did not actually kiss women without consent or grope women without consent?
I have great respect for women. Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
So for the record, you're saying you never did that?
I said things that, frankly, you hear these things are said. And I was embarrassed by it, but I have tremendous respect for women.
Have you ever done those things?
Women have respect for me. And I will tell you, no, I have not.
What we all saw and heard on Friday was Donald talking about women, what he thinks about women, what he does to women. And he has said that the video doesn't represent who he is. But I think it's clear to anyone who heard it that it represents exactly who he is. Because we've seen this throughout the campaign. We have seen him insult women. We've seen him rate women on their appearance, ranking them from 1 to 10. We've seen him embarrass women on TV and on Twitter. We saw him after the first debate spend nearly a week denigrating a former Miss Universe.
If you look at Bill Clinton, far worse, minor words, and his was action. His was what he's done to women. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women. So you can say any way you want to say it, but Bill Clinton was abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women and attacked them viciously. 4 of them here tonight.
But after a couple of minutes, that issue disappeared from the more than 90-minute debate. Donald Trump, in fact, moved the discussion into recent revelations about Hillary Clinton's emails and speeches to Wall Street bankers.
The FBI said that there were 110 classified emails that were exchanged, 8 of which were top secret, and that it was possible hostile actors did gain access to those emails. You don't call that extremely careless?
That was a mistake, and I take responsibility for using a personal email account. Obviously, if I were to do it over again, I would not. I'm not making any excuses. It was a mistake, and I am very sorry about that.
She didn't know the letter C on a document, right? She didn't even know what that letter meant. And she's lying again because she said what she did with the emails was fine. You think it was fine to delete 33,000 emails? I don't think so.
Trump pledged that if elected, his government would conduct a criminal investigation of Hillary Clinton's emails, a threat which is unique in the history of modern presidential debates.
If I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation, because there has never been so many lies, so much deception. There has never been anything like it.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
It's just not true. And so please
you
go
didn't delete them?
Allow her to respond, please.
personal emails, not
Oh,
official.
33,000? Yeah,
Not
right.
well. We turned over 35,000. So
Oh, yeah.
it was.
What about the other 15,000?
Please allow her to respond. She didn't talk while you talked.
Yes, that's true. I didn't.
Because you
I
have
didn't
nothing
in
to
the
say.
first.
I'd like to know, Anderson, why aren't you bringing up the emails? I'd like to know. Why aren't you
We
getting
brought up
to
the
bottom?
emails.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. And it hasn't been finished at all.
The candidates also clashed over racial issues, and there were bitter words over who was responsible for creating and advancing the birther movement that targeted President Obama, questioning his American birthright.
Well, you owe the president an apology because, as you know very well, your campaign, Sidney Blumenthal, he's another real winner that you have, and he's the one that got this started along with your campaign manager, and they were on television just 2 weeks ago. She was saying exactly that. So you really owe him an apology. You're the one that sent the pictures around your campaign, sent the pictures around with President Obama in a certain garb. That was long before I was ever involved.
Well, things got so bitter during the second debate that Donald Trump referred to Hillary Clinton as the devil at one point, and Clinton said Trump lives in an alternate reality. But in response to an audience question at the end of the debate, Clinton said she respects how Trump's children were raised, and he said he admires Clinton's determination and resolve. Peter, Elsa?